Hello and welcome to this tutorial on how to securely copy files and folders between Linux servers. What I'm going to use to show this tutorial is I'm actually use a sandbox I created that's freely available on GitHub. And it's more meant for MySQL stuff. There's Ansible things here, but it'll allow us to quickly and easily set up two Linux virtual machines to be able to show this tutorial. And you can go and go to GitHub and at this URL, Don Flannery /MySQL-sandbox to get it. And in the wiki, I have examples on how to install Vagrant, VirtualBox, and basic things on how to use it. Under this MySQL courses, there's also courses that I teach that utilize this. And actually, if you go to this first one, MySQL Developer Querying for Data on Udemy, in the section, let me find it here real quick. I actually walk you through here how to do the actual installation and setup as well on whether it's Mac or Windows. And these are actually open for preview, so you don't even have to buy the course to be able to watch those. But now let's go back here. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do Vagrant up db1 and get db1 getting created. And this might take a little bit of time, a few minutes. If it's your first time using it, this particular sandbox is going to actually have to download the base box. Then after that, it doesn't actually take too long to set up these two db1 and db2 instances. But if you go this method, this sets up a nice private network that will be able to connect between the two different boxes. So db1 is up. Well, let's get db2 going. And feel free to pause the video if you need to wait to get your everything set up and installed to be able to do this, and then get db1 and db2 up and running. All right, now db1 and db2 are up. So in this first terminal window, I'm going to Vagrant SSH into db1. And then over here, I'll Vagrant SSH into db2. So now we have two terminal connections, one to db1 and one to db2. And so on db1, the first thing we're going to do here is we have no files to look at yet. So we're going to echo some text into a file. So I'm just going to echo it in there. So now on db1, we have this test.txt file. But if we wanted to copy this file over to db2, so we don't have it over there yet. So what we'd use is a command called secure copy. And if you're familiar with copying files on Linux or Mac, or in Bash basically, you're very familiar with the copy command. You copy what you want and the to where you want it to go. Secure copy has the same format, but there's something a little bit different. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do what's called a push. So we're going to push this test.txt file to db2. And to do that, first thing we do is the username on the other instance that we're going to use to log in and then the IP address or host of that box. And With this, the easiest way to find it is just to go to the Vagrant file and look under DB2 here. And this is the IP address of DB2. So we'll put that there, and then we'll do colon, and then the location of where we want that file to reside. So what we're doing here is, this is the username of the user on the server for DB2 and then this is the host, and then this is the location where we want to place that file. So this is the file we want to copy and where we want to copy it to. So we'll just do that, and then we'll accept this key, and then the password is just Vagrant. And so now what we've done is we've copied that file from DB1 over to DB2, which we can now see. Now, let's say we're on DB1, but we have a file on DB2 that we want to, copy over to DB1. So let's create a new file. This is from DB2, and we're going to put that into a db2.txt file. So now we have that over here, but we don't have it on DB1 yet, as we'll see here. And to do this, it's really basically the same thing, but in reverse. So rather than this section where we're doing the connection coming second, we're going to have that, be first. And then this is now the location of the file that we want to copy, which is db2.txt, and where we want to copy it to. And I can either put, a name here, or you can just put a dot, which stands for present working directory. So that's just going to copy that file right here. Enter the same password of Vagrant, and now on DB2 we have, or on DB1 we have the file from DB2. Now let's say we want to copy a folder. So let's just make a folder here, and let's cd into it. So currently there's nothing, and let's just create a few files using the touch command. So now we've got 3 empty files. Whether they have text or not is not important for this. But then if we go back over here to DB1, so what we're going to show here with this method is we're just going to copy that entire folder, including the folder name. And to do that, you do secure copy -R for recursive, and then we're going to do the location of that folder. And we're going to copy it and put it right in this current directory. So now we have that folder here. If we look into it, we can see that we have those 3 files. Now, what if you already have a folder that contains some files? So let's make, DB1 folder here. And let's cd into it. And let's create a couple files here. So now if we want to get those same files, file 1, 2, and 3, out of this folder, but put them in to the DB1 folder, we would do it. It's very similar, but slightly different. So let's do host home Vagrant folder, and then we'll do /star and say that we want to do in this directory. And the /star indicates just give me everything within that folder. And we're not doing it recursively, so if there was other folders in that folder, it would not get those, but these are just files, so it's just going to go ahead and grab all of those files. And now we still have our local files, but we've also now included those files. And that's just a quick tutorial on how to copy files on Linux from server to server.